We just closed our books for December over here at Bashfy, so let me take you behind the scenes for some of the numbers. So first off, we have our income. What did we charge out to clients for the month of December? So for services, it was $30,950. And then for e-commerce, which is our DIY balloon kits, our grab and goes, our heliums, it was $10,549, which if you add those two up was $41,499. Now we have cost of goods sold. What did we have to spend to fulfill these services? So for balloons, it was $4,726. Supplies was $2,225. Vendors was only $200 this month, but then payroll was a little bit high. This month was a 3-pay cycle, so it was $15,329, which if you add all these together was $22,481. You're going to take the $41,000 number, subtract the $22,000 number, and our gross profit was $19,017. But as always, this is not what your girl's taking home because we still have expenses. So this month for ads was $0, which you guys, I feel like the ads every time causes like a little bit of drama. If you remember last month, our ads were a little bit high. I think they were in like the $6,000 range, and everyone was telling me that I was doing it wrong and I was spending way too much. The ads were high last month because for those last 2 weeks in November, people weren't necessarily booking, but they were still submitting inquiries. So then we turned off our ads for December since most people have already booked their December events. But November's ad spend is what helped us hit this almost $31,000 number. Sometimes when you're looking over a very specific 30-day period, especially with holidays involved, the numbers can just look a little bit wacky. We look at our ads over a 90-day window rather than a 30-day window. And the biggest thing that I'm really thinking about is just our ROAS, which is our return on ad spend, which means for every $1, how many dollars are we making? And since November, our ROAS was still 6. So for every $1 we spent, we made $6. That's why I was like, guys, I'm really not concerned about the ad. There's a bigger picture involved here, okay? Next, we have office and software. That's $2,938. Again, this is mostly just shipping. This is just the way that Shopify does it on their website. Rent is $3,500. Travel, because we went for our first little travel gig, $2,408. Meals was $657. Once a week, we always buy meals for the team as well as when we are out on job sites. Utilities was $470. Vehicles was $1,300. Taxes was $2,553. If you add all these up, our expenses were $13,829. So if you take our gross profit and then subtract our expenses, our net profit is $5,188, which gives us a 12.5% margin. But one thing that I'm really proud of is that we were still able to maintain profitability, even though December can kind of be a little bit of a wonky month. And this December's revenue would have been our second highest month back in 2024. So the things that feel slow now would have felt insane just over a year ago. And that's what I call growth, baby. As for going into the new year, we will absolutely start doing ads again. We're going to slowly start seeing this e-com number come up, especially while we go into summer. And as always, I'm hoping for a very strong service month. January won't be quite as busy, but we're going to really start seeing this ramp up as we go into specifically March and April into more of that springtime. That's all.